Quick update. Here's where I'm at. So we've got a slightly more complicated model pulled in and some camera controls pulled in a library called, or a plugin called RTS camera. It's a free one. And here's the openRTS plugin. And so I started using this and I ran into some problems. So I might not be able to use it. And those problems are, although I can move and I can lock the camera in, it seems to swallow up all input and click events. Because I was trying to see, I created a little blueprint for this and I was trying to just get these events and so I could trigger certain behaviors based on the camera position, but that's not really working out. Trying to set the click event a number of different ways isn't working anymore. I don't know if it ever worked, honestly. I want to say that it did. And when I click to get this to animate, it doesn't work. And so if I switch cameras, so let's go to another scene. All right, so here's the first map scene I was working with. And this is a very basic scene. So I learned something. I broke this scene. I'm trying to like move and it's not working. So there's this thing called the default pawn class. So with this other RTS camera, if I had it set to the default pawn, it would create this ball that would just float around. Um, so now I can actually use this camera again. So let me get it in a spot and then we'll hit play. So by turning on default pawn, it doesn't work well with the other camera, but it works fine for this scene. So I can like mess around. So this one works. It receives clicks events. There's my little console debug log showing up. So something with the camera is swallowing the inputs. I spent a ridiculous amount of time trying to figure out what the heck's going on with that other camera. So going back to this scene, because I'm trying to rebuild this scene to be like be a ship interior with a desk and like the menus kind of this 3D menu thing. So and it's a very simple menu. There's really only two options, like fleet customization and just loading up an existing match or creating a new one. And so there's not much to there, but having a little bit in the background. And then the desk will become a menu for fleet customization. Like this will move out of the way. And so I'm working through that. I need to get some of the click interactions to work on these objects, and that's just not happening here. So I think I might need to switch cameras or, yeah, I need to do something because this was nice. It's really nice to be able to specify a bounds, RTS camera bounds volume, which it's not the most intuitive thing. Like I think what it does is it traps the camera in this bounds, but it doesn't trap the focus. So like what I thought was by putting this over here, it would lock the target, but it actually locks the camera's position itself. So, it's not the worst thing. It was pretty cool. It got me some things for free, but ultimately, if input's not going to work, I have to switch to something else. Let me see if I can get that glitch to show up with the big ball. Yeah, I see. You can kind of see it like that big old flashing happening. Yeah, here it is. You can kind of see the ball sneaking in. So that's because of the game mode default pawn, which is showing up here with this camera. So it like doesn't show up with the other camera, I think because you're like flying it around and it locks onto it or something. But without that, um, then you don't get that weird like glitch there. That took me a while to figure out as well. So still learning a lot. The camera is coming along. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. There was a recent article that came out with an example project. It's like something called crop out. So I'm going to load that up and just study it and figure out how to get a good RTS camera that accepts click inputs and we can lock it to a zone. So all of that's coming up.